Hey guys, thanks for joining us again for another edition of the Detour Live. We're 8 stages down at the Giro d'Italia. Jeez, there's plenty more bike race to come. There's going to be a mammoth stage and I'm going to preview that. We're going to recap everything that happened on the ground, but it's good to have John Trevorrow back out of the confinements of his hotel room and restaurant, living the life. And you come in red hot. If you did have your naysayers, a few people said, geez, I don't know if he's going to get to the finish here. He's crook early in the Giro. We've got all these COVID restrictions, but, mate, you've bounced back. You thrive in these environments.
Oh, good, mate. Yeah, headache for a couple of days, but I'm fine. And actually, I feel great. It was an amazing stage today, actually, Naples. Napoli, huge crowds. I'm talking monster crowds that you'll see in some of the vision that pop up. I'm sure that you've stolen from somewhere, Dan.
I try not to steal it as much anymore because they're red hot. Back when I was doing the backstage pass days, you could get away with pirating whatever you wanted. Whereas now they've got all these algorithms and they kick your videos off. And we get abused because they can't watch our videos. So I've got to be on my best behaviour. But I do, mate, you got a lot of content pre-race. In fact, I couldn't fit them all onto one clip because we've got a 10-minute restriction. So before we go into actually what happened on the stage, let's play the compilation because you spoke to some pretty big names, Iffy. You were back in a big way. Yep. All right. Well, it's great for me because then I can sit back, have a coffee, and wake up. So here's all the.
I can even duck down maybe and get my main meal that I had to leave. The entree had been served, the second plate, but my main meal was about to come. I thought, I got to go.
Well, you almost got 9 minutes, so if you can woof it down, go for it.
No, I don't. It's down 2 floors, but Vazzy's going to bring it up.
All right, perfect. Well, here's all the interviews John had before the start of Stage 8.
Matty White, should be an interesting day today.
Interesting it will be. It is far from a straightforward circuit race for sure. So we're starting on the outskirts of Napoli and going pretty much near the centre of the city there on the coast. It's a technical circuit race. There's a lot of teams interested in having a bunch sprint. So the race could pan out many, many different ways, but it's the last chance for a sprint until at least Tuesday. So it'll be aggressive and it'll stay nervous all day.
And exactly what you're saying, what's your message to the boys for today?
Today we're just staying out of trouble. Staying out of trouble, saving as much energy as possible because we know we've got a big day tomorrow. There'll be a couple of the boys in the team will be rested today, if there is such a thing on a circuit race that's stressful, but we'll be saving a couple of the guys who need to be ready for Blockhouse tomorrow. We know how big a day it is. It's going to be the first real big challenge. It's 5,000 metres of climbing. But it's hard to have an easy day on a circuit race like this. But other guys will be assigned to keeping Simon and Lucas out of trouble, and I'm sure they'll do a great job at it.
So you mentioned tomorrow, and of course everyone wants to know about tomorrow. It is a monster of a day, and it starts right from the gun.
It does. I came here in March to check out the stage, and I said it before, it's probably one of the hardest 20Ks of a start of a bike race I've seen. I think after 3 kilometres, you are straight uphill, really intense ramps, which obviously aren't even categorised. And then something will go early, and there'll be a lot of pressure put on in that first 20 kilometres. And then we've got two big climbs in the final, the Passo Lacciano and obviously the Blockhouse itself. So it's 5,000 metres of climbing, which is a hell of a lot. It's as big as any day we have in the Giro, and the weather's warm. I don't know how hot it's going to be tomorrow, but it'll be a warm one, and before a well-earned rest day on Monday.
So, as you said, it's going to be a monster day for the sprinters tomorrow because they're going to get dropped right from the start. They're going to a lot of them are going to have trouble getting in the time cut. But you don't care about them. It's all about your guys. Do you think tomorrow will be a day where Simon actually tries to take some time, or will he just try and make sure he's with them at the finish?
I think tomorrow is going to be a showdown for sure. I think in the first phase of the race tomorrow, there will be a lot of heat put on by certain teams to try to put other teams under pressure in that first 20 kilometres. After that, I think things will settle down depending on the composition of the breakaway. And I think you will see a battle royale against who's who on the final climb. But it's a tough climb. There's nowhere to hide. We've been up there before a couple of years ago with Adam. You remember the day that Geraint Thomas and a few guys got taken out by the motorbike, by police motorbike that stopped on the side. So we've been there before. And it's a tough climb, and I think we're going to get a real glimpse of actually who the contenders are tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, about to head to the start of stage 8, and I've got Simon Yates with me, the lead rider for Bike Exchange Joko. What do you expect to happen today, mate?
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky circuit. I don't think I've ever seen or at least I've not done a race like this in a Grand Tour before. It's almost like a city centre circuit, Criterium. A bit like the Baker back in the day, No,
You expect?
no, we'll see. It's going to be a tricky day. I think for us GC guys, it's all about staying safe. But you never know, so we'll see what happens.
So, of course, everyone's talking about tomorrow and how it's going to be the big showdown. How do you see it?
Well, I think that might play today as well. I think a lot of GC guys today will be looking to take an easy day because tomorrow is so demanding. It's such a hard day, such a classic Giro mountain to finish on before the next rest day. So. I think everyone will be going all in for that stage.
So what's your plan for tomorrow? Do you actually want to do a bit of attacking, take some time, or are you just happy to make sure you stay with your main contenders?
It depends on the legs. It depends on the legs and the tactics of the other teams. At the minute, I don't need to attack. I have the advantage over who I consider the main GC guys. So at the minute, that's not my responsibility. I'm in a great seat right now. But you never know what unfolds on the stage, so we'll take it as it comes.
Just a quick summation of the tour. A week in, you had your small injury and knocked your knee. It looks to have gotten better each day. How's it going this week?
Yeah, it was. It's still uncomfortable. Not 100%, but it's not impeding me anymore. Etna was really quite a difficult test, but managed to pass. So it's been getting better every day.
Okay, in front of the Lotto bus, about to start stage 8, and got the DS with me, Allan Davis. There's a big chance today for Caleb.
Yeah, mate, it's another possible chance. Obviously, stage 8, there's been a few stages behind us already, and a big one on the cards tomorrow on the horizon also. So, it just depends how the stage is raced individually, but definitely, if Caleb's on a good day, it could be one for him.
So he did everything right the other day, just his arms weren't quite long enough. That's about as close as I've seen without being called a dead heat.
Yeah, me too, mate. I don't think I've ever been involved with a closer photo finish. We did everything right. It's just how it unfolds. As I say, the cookie crumbles like that sometimes. But, it was hard. Obviously, for Caleb, natural-born winner. But we move on. Turn the page, and there's some really good things to come out of the way the boys rode as well, and it's important to focus on that and implement that into the next opportunities.
Yeah, and probably only after this day 2 more chances, really.
Yeah, that's right. There's a couple more chances on the table, we believe, and then we have to reassess, and we haven't really decided, when we're going home or what Caleb's doing either yet, so it's still open in the air, so we just have to take it day by day and reassess it as it goes along.
Thanks, Ewan. Good luck today, mate.
Thank you very much.
Okay, here we are at the Lotto bus, and we've got the world's greatest sprinter, in my opinion, Caleb Ewan. But you haven't won one here yet, although you went as close as I've ever seen and not winning it the other day.
It's been pretty frustrating Giro for me so far, but there's still more opportunities to come. I think today is going to be maybe a little bit too hard, but there's still a chance if I feel good. So, I'll have a go today, and then I think on stage 11 there's another pure sprint. So, still a few more opportunities.
Yeah, I thought you had it the other day. Your arms just a fraction too short, mate.
Yeah, my throw was pretty average. I actually didn't feel him coming till right at the last moment, so I didn't time my throw very well. But fair play to him. He came really late, and it was a good sprint from him. So frustrating, like I said, but still some opportunities.
Yeah, well, I picked you for today, so I'm disappointed to hear you think it might be a bit too hard, because you don't mind those short, punchy climbs, except there are a lot of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think if there was just the finish climb kind of thing, then I think I'd be all right. But it's a fact that it's all day long that, maybe it's going to wear my legs down a bit too much, especially after yesterday. That was a super hard stage with 4,500 meters of climbing. So I think everyone's going to have pretty tired legs today.
Thanks, Caleb. Good luck, mate.
Cheers, thanks.
So, Richie, bit of a nervous day today because the streets of Napoli could be anything.
Yeah, it's one of those days that no one really knows what's going to happen. Quite a tricky one coming off the back of yesterday, which was a pretty solid day, and then tomorrow, which some are saying is the Queen stage of the Giro. So it's a bit of a mixed bag today. We'll see what happens.
You've been looking really comfortable. As you said, tomorrow, some people calling it the Queen stage. How do you think it'll go?
Wow, look, I think it's such a hard climb, the blockhouse, but then also the climb before it is pretty solid as well. So I think we're going to see a real, the first proper GC battle, 9 days in. So it's going to be a bit of fatigue thrown on top of that. It's going to be absolute mayhem. Also with the recovery day coming the day after, I don't think anybody's going to hold anything back.
Good luck tomorrow, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Great compilation of interviews there. If you guys should be committed, mate. But as you saw the comments team for the GC guys, I mean, the focus was, on stage 9, as we spoke about yesterday. That is going to be
blockhouse.
Absolutely filthy. Now, one of the interviews I couldn't put in the compilation was with Jai Hindley. You also caught up with him before the start.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting one. Probably a bit messy actually with the final circuits, and could be pretty stressful. I think. I'm not sure if it will be a sprint day or maybe one for more like the punchy type guys. I think there'll be a lot of stress in the Pelo today.
Seems to be the sentiments of everybody, but more importantly, tomorrow is the big day. So you're part of the Bora Hansgrohe three-pronged attack. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow for you blokes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I think it's a pretty cool stage, and it's going to be super tough with 2 really hard, long climbs. So, I think as a team, we're pretty keen and pretty motivated for it to have a crack. So, I think it'll be a proper GC day tomorrow.
So a week in, how are you actually feeling yourself?
Actually, not too bad. Like better and better each day, I would say. Much better than I was actually at the start, which is nice. So I think I'm sort of like riding into it a bit, if you put it like that. But yeah, ask me at the end of tomorrow. I might say something different. But feeling all right.
Thanks, Joe. Good luck, mate.
No worries. Cheers.
Jai Hindley there, hoping from an Aussie perspective he has a solid ride on stage 9. Now back to the actual stage itself. Thomas De Gendt was the winner, iffy, and just cements himself as one of the all-time great breakaway riders. Yeah,
you've just got to love him. He just has a go all the time up the road. Tour de France. It's been, I think, 3 years he's won a Grand Tour stage. But, when you talk about breakaways, you talk about Thomas De Gendt. He's Mr. Breakaway. And only days ago, he started to question whether his days of breaking away and winning stages might be done and dusted yet with the work he had to do to look after Caleb and so on. But, hey, it soon turned around. They rode so well, Lotto.
Well, we might be speaking to Allan Davis live after the break. I've sent him a WhatsApp. He said he's keen. He'll literally leave the celebrations at the dinner table to chat to the detour. Make sure you stay tuned for that. But another big story was, of course, Dylan Groenewegen. There was talk. We spoke with a few of the guys about getting the lead-out train right. Brent Copeland said on the show the other day that they're still working on that. But, geez, what a victory in Tour of Hungary, Iffy.
Sensational. We managed to, here we go. Let's look at it coming through. I mean, look at the way he goes past. I mean, he's got a great rivalry with Fabio Jacobsen. He went past him and blew his helmet off. And beat him by about 2 or 3 lengths. It was just very impressive. And Jacobsen's probably got the best form of any sprinter in the world this year.
Yeah.
And to go past him like that, and he already won 2 stages here, that was very, very impressive.
And I love the victory salute where he's done the silence. Clear statement.
Yeah. Well, look, there is no love lost between him and Fabio. That's Fabio in the yellow jersey because he's actually Tour leader, although that could change tomorrow. Quite a hilly final stage. But, of course, as we know, that terrible crash last year in Turkey when Poland, I think, wasn't it? It was the year before. When Jacobsen hit the finish structure and Dylan got about 6 months holiday. I thought he was very harshly treated. Look, it was definitely an infringement. I think he's been very badly treated with this whole thing, Dylan Groenewegen. They have incidents, but it was one of the worst set-up finishes of all time. Firstly, they're going downhill, doing nearly 80k an hour, and then there was a gap in the damn barricades. It was almost like, have a crash here and let's see how much damage we can do. And they should have been, well, I'm sure they got in a stripe. They should have been actually kicked off the race for a year or something, being able to even hold a bike race. It was that bad.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, I reckon we're going to get Allan Davis to talk about sensational win for Lotto. Stay tuned for more detour.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike. 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Feel more in every moment. The all-new Lexus NX.
Fun fact, you can make cycling part of your next Let's Go adventure. With a bike, you can enjoy and explore even more places. So, feel the wind in your hair, book a bike, enjoy the outdoors and see more with a Let's Go motorhome today.
Thanks again to Bike Exchange. Head over to bikeexchange.com.au, Lexus at Blackburn, lexus@blackburn.com.au, and Let's Go Motorhomes, letsgomotorhomes.com.au. Detecting your pattern there. No excuse to support the companies that support cycling. Now we're going to cross live now to the man on the ground, Allan Davis. Can you hear us, Albie?
I can, mate. How are you?
Good. Congratulations. It was a massive win, particularly given the heartbreak of that millimetre finish with Caleb Ewan the other day.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Apologise for the audio here and just had to get out of restaurant for the interview.
Oh,
but,
don't apologise, mate. We appreciate
Albie, it's not like you to leave a celebration, Albie. It's not like you at all, mate.
Yeah, no, it's you boys. No, it was good. Good after the other day, Jonesy, but, we're so close with Caleb and we took a lot out of it. The boys, like I said, I think with Iffy today at the start, there's a lot of positives to take out of the close finish also with the way the guys are riding and gelling together and just committing to the job. So we did that again today, and we come up trumps.
How do you go in the team meetings when you see the course and you go, geez, that looks like a breakaway? Is Thomas De Gendt like, yeah, I got this, mate?
Yeah, pretty much. He's a pretty good card to have up our sleeve, mate. You know, we knew it was the plan. The plan was to Thomas and the other 3 climber riders that we have in the team here just to have a crack. It was 2 cards today. It was quite clear it was either going to be a breakaway or it was just going to be a come down to a sprint, you know, with whoever was left. So it was either one or the other. So the plan was to have Thomas and the other 3 climber guys to have a crack from the start, and it was a bit technical and, you know, circuit style racing today. So it was favourable for the breakaway. But then we also had Caleb there. You know, he's going pretty sweet. So if it did come back or whatever scenario unfolded of today, yeah, we had 2 options, 2 pronged attacks.
Interesting, that Thomas De Gendt just the other day was saying that I read in a story that his breakaway chances to winning stages might be a thing of the past, and 2 days later he's winning the damn stage. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's good for him personally, Johnny. It's I think it's a bit of a boost to morale also for him. It's a bit, you know, as you go through your phases of your career, he's done this many times before, and it's been a few times between the wickets before he's done it the last time. So it was good for his confidence. He knew in himself he was in good form. He was just going to take his opportunity when it arrived, and today was exactly how that unfolded. He had it marked off. He said to me at the start of the Giro, he had it marked off until today. It was, you know, all in for Caleb, and he does a lot of work on the front in the sprint days also. So apart from getting in the breakaways, he's worth his value in weight, mate.
Now, when that break formed and really started to get the gap, and you had, you know, Van der Poel and Gamay there, it looked, you couldn't see one of them not winning, actually. You know, their form and what they've been doing, especially in this Giro. But it all it sort of backfired on them. It split. They dropped into the second group. Even at a kilometre and a half to go, when they got down to 9 seconds, I thought, oh, they're going to close this, but they didn't.
Yeah, the biggest reference point for that reason was, Johnny, because we had 3 in the breakaway. And breaking it down, we had then the 4 riders that were coming into the final, we had 2. So we had the luxury of sacrificing one guy. And that's exactly the reason why they stayed away, because if it was 4 individual teams, it would have been probably a different scenario. But we had luxury. We have Harm Van Hulke, who was there with Thomas, and we could sacrifice him just to make it stay away. And Thomas was confident in his sprint with those 4 riders, and we just backed him in. And so we sacrificed Harm, and that was the reason why basically Van der Poel and Gamay didn't catch him in the end. And from the start of that breakaway, we had 3. So that was a big part of the puzzle, mate.
Yeah. Yep.
You talk about
fantastic. Congratulations, mate. It was fantastic.
I was going to say, you talk about the confidence within the group. I mean, how much confidence does this give Caleb? Because, you know, it does take a bit of that sort of weight of expectation off where, you know, you've got that win among the team and going into stages like stage 11, you know, surely that'll have a positive effect.
Yeah, mate. It's good in many ways, especially as you mentioned, Jonesy, for Caleb. You know, it takes a bit of the pressure off. He carries a lot on his shoulders. And obviously going within a whisker the other day, it's good in many ways for the team and for the structure. And moving forward, looking into the next few days with Caleb, it takes that little bit of pressure off. And normally circumstances, you know, it works in our favour or any team's favour, actually. So it was a good day from many angles today, and especially with Caleb moving forward with his, opportunities that are around the corner.
One last one from me, mate, is it's obviously a new and exciting role this year with Lotto. How do you go with your tactics? Do you take bits and pieces that you've had from directors over the years, particularly guys like Neil Stevens? If the guys don't do what you say, does that sort of vein fill into the top eye and you get a bit of the old, righto, boys, I'm not going to waste my time with this?
Oh, mate, definitely Steve and I I think anyway, you have to ask Steve, but definitely think on the same page tactically. In terms of veins, not sure if we have the same one, but tactics, I think similar, but probably, definitely let's say probably more old school, mate. So, it's just cut out the messy stuff in between and just stick to a plan and go for it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And the objective is having a plan, so it gives you wind in your sails, so you know where you're going. So even if it's wrong, it's still, you got some directions where you're going. And Steve-O's pretty good at that, and he's done it for a long time. But mate, it's a new job here at Lotto Sudal, and really enjoying it. And hopefully the season continues the way it's going.
Well, my son's just woken up and he's joined us on the detour. That's why I was doing the 6:30. That's why I was doing the 6:30 a.m.s. I thought, perfect, I can time it where they're still in bed. So Willie's.
G'day, Will. How are you, mate?
Just say g'day, boys.
G'day, mate. Hello.
Okay. All right, mate. Well, congratulations on the day. Anything for you, Iffy?
I just got to finish with the one thing. You mentioned stage 11, and there's a big chance for Caleb. And I reckon, I know you can't say you'll probably go after that because a couple of months today is after that. And he'll want to get ready for the Tour de France. But he's got to get through tomorrow. And I looked at it, and it's going to be a tough day for the sprinters. There's a few who won't get through. They're going to get spat after 3K. There's no way they don't go out the back, and there's no coming back. So they've got a big, big day.
Yeah, mate, it's no secret. It's a big day tomorrow for not only us and Caleb, and it's for all the sprinters within the peloton. It's a big day. You've got to get through it. Yep. There's a rest day straight after it. So if you don't get through it, you're not going to be there on stage 11. That's fact. So
for sure.
Caleb's going all right, mate. He's going, like yesterday, he got through it pretty sweetly. Today he was also pretty cruisy. So it's not only Caleb, just to get that sprint group through also is important to come into the next sprint opportunities. So definitely I'm aware of it, mate, and we'll try and get through it and turn the page and look into those opportunities later on, day by day.
Yeah. Good stuff. I reckon you get through as well, but I reckon Cav and Damar will have even bigger issues. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, mate. Bloody oath.
Well, we really appreciate you being on the detour, mate. Willie's really appreciate it as well. Didn't you, Will?
Good on you, Will.
All right, mate.
See you, mate. See you, Albie. See you, Will.
No, Will's hanging around. He's not going anywhere. Now, you did catch up with Dave McPartland as well after the finish. This is the interview from after the stage.
To do a wrap up. Yes. So we've just finished stage 8 in Napoli, a great stage. And with me, I've got DS of Bike Exchange Jayco, Dave McPartland. Interesting stage for you guys, mate.
Yeah, it was. We're anticipating quite a dangerous circuit there in the centre of Napoli, but in the end, it was actually quite flowing. It was technical but flowing. It was actually a pretty good day, and we got through it safely, which is the priority number one, to make sure that we got through was spending as little energy as possible and simply just getting through safely in anticipation of what's to come tomorrow.
I noticed you had Damien Howson and Callum Scottson. I saw them come in a couple of groups back, so they obviously back right off to be very fresh for tomorrow.
Yeah, yep. They're two guys that we're going to rely on heavily tomorrow. So that was always part of the plan, to make sure that those guys, look, they had a roll earlier in the day, but once coming into the final, it was not necessary for those guys to push on and waste energy that we need from them tomorrow.
So, talking of tomorrow, and for you Aussies, it'll be today. But some people are calling it the Queen Stage, but it is a major stage, and the GC will be really shaken up tomorrow.
Yeah, this year there's probably 2 or 3 Queen Stages actually. Normally one stands out from the others, but tomorrow there's more than 5,000 metres of altitude climbing metres. So it's you don't get much more than that in any Grand Tour. So huge stage. It's hard from the start, climbing straight out of the block. So that in itself just means that it's going to be super aggressive. Great watching for the viewers, of course. But will be it'll be tense for us. We need to make sure that we're really well organised and. It's a first real day. I mean, Etna was a test already, for sure, but it was only a 1 mountaintop finish. Tomorrow's we've got a hard start. It's a long day, 190 plus K, and then you've got Passo Lanciano before it, which is a big climb in itself, and then Blockhouse, which is it's a massive climb.
Quite steep. So even though you don't have to worry about this, the sprinters are going to have a big challenge tomorrow to make the time cut because they're going to get spat very early and they have a long day.
Yeah, saw Cavendish was dropped there early on the circuit there today, and I thought, he's probably not going to sleep tonight. Looking at tomorrow's stage, but they will have for sure. They will have it's a pretty big time cut, but they're going to for sure have their work cut out just to make it.
Now Simon. Of course, he's had a couple of issues with his knee when he crashed. He's gotten better every day. What do you think will happen tomorrow? Do you think he will actually have a bit of an attack, or it's going to be up to the others to take time from him?
Well, it all depends on arrivals as well, of course. I mean, we will have a plan, but then we can't just do our own thing. We have to also look at what other teams, how aggressive other teams are. And of course, it might go on and on and on at the start. Like we saw the other day, it took 60 kilometres for the break to form. It's likely we'll probably see that similar thing again tomorrow. But yeah, Yates is good. He's everything's going on track. Again, we'll see tomorrow. I think it's going to probably come down to just a final showdown on the last kilometres of Blockhouse.
Thanks, Dave. Have a great day, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Dave McPartland there. We've got a live comment from Benjamin Foxcroft. He says, "G'day, boys. Great work here for you on all the chat with the team. Will Yates be avoiding pink until the last week?"
No, look, I got a feeling he might end up in pink tomorrow. He's not chasing it. He doesn't. You're right. He doesn't really want it for the last week, but if he gets it, he'll take it, and then they won't defend it. They'll let a break go up the road with a non-threatening person who can take the GC. They'll be happy to do that. So I think that'll be planned. I think he will end up in pink tomorrow.
All right. Well, it's going to be an interesting stage. I think everyone's going to be glued. Who's your tip for the finish up Blockhouse?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think Simon might just have the goods. I think he might be able to. So I'll go with Simon.
All right. Who's your tip, Will? Who's going to win the stage? Spider-Man. Yeah, all right. Put your money on Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. It's a perfect stage for Spider-Man, actually.
That is. He'll shoot his webs and pull the brake back. It'll be perfect. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in again. Great work on the ground. If someone else wants to know, Yates contract extension.
Oh, yes. That's no doubt about that. He's not going anywhere. He absolutely loves Green Edge, and he's not going anywhere. I hear rumours his brother would love to come back too, but that's just rumours. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a big day. Great work on the ground. Thanks for Allan Davis for tuning in live as well, leaving the celebratory dinner. And we'll be back again 6:30 a.m. Might even have to go earlier if the kids are getting up just before 7. We'll be back live again. Thanks for all the support, guys. And remember, youtube.com/The Detour Podcast. Make sure you click that subscribe button. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Cheers.
This is the